slutty. She's super cute. Emo. Hello everyone and welcome back to another winning video. Wow, 2 videos in one day. Not even one day, in like the span of 6 hours. Sheesh, we are being fed, y'all. A few hours ago, I posted my react to the FONTAINE teaser, A Final Feast. If you haven't seen that yet, you can check it out on my channel. But basically, it was our first ever full glimpse at the characters in FONTAINE. And not only that, but Hoyoverse was also so generous. 2, we've gotten a sneak peek of not 1, not 2, but 3 new characters. Holy cow. So let's check them out and maybe unpack some new details that might have been missed in the teaser and otherwise. First off, we have Lyney. Based off of what we've seen in the teaser, he seems like a very talkative dude. I think he was the one who was talking for the majority of the first half of the video. To me, he looks like an extrovert. I'm sure it must be part of his job as the celebrated magician of the court of FONTAINE. That seems like a very high title to have. Looking at his outfit and his pose in this artwork, honestly, I would say it's pretty slutty, but I mean that's the most positive way. Like, look at him, he's showing off his back. You can see his arms, he's wearing like a strappy top. And also like those thigh highs, like, oh my goodness. If I didn't know that those legs belonged to him, I would think otherwise. And I noticed if we look closer at his hat, there seems to be some sort of pattern carved into it. And I noticed that he actually has a teardrop and a star, which are the symbols that are on the cheeks of him and Lynette. I also thought that the art on this card that he's holding is super cute. It's him. It's him in chibi form. What if he is a catalyst user, but he actually attacks with his cards, kind of like how Twisted Fate does in League of Legends. I can't believe I mentioned that game. I have to wash my mouth out. I'm kidding. Oh, I see his vision on the back as well. I didn't think he was a pyro vision holder at first glance. It's kind of hard to tell. His color scheme is more of a maroon rather than like a orangish red, but he does seem to have a fiery personality, so it fits. Yeah, look at those bows, the sparkles on the cape. There's so many intricate patterns on his outfit. I'm pretty sure he's a 5-star. Like, let's be real, this is a 5-star design. No further notes. I know a lot of people pointed out that his banner name has Phantasmagoria in it, and people were kind of shocked because that's really tied to Fischl. But I don't think it's necessarily related to her. Phantasmagoria is an actual word. It has to do with illusions and deceptive appearances, which fits very well with his theme of being a magician and using sleight of hand and all of the other things that he mentioned in the teaser with how what you see is not necessarily the real truth. And finally, what I found super interesting, and we'll come back to this point later, is his constellation name. Felis Fiscus. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. In Latin, that means black cat. And we all know that black cats are considered unlucky. So, does that have anything to do with him? Maybe, maybe not. Alright, let's take a look at Lynette. She's super cute. I really like her right off the bat. I freaking knew that those ears on her head were real animal ears because you can't see her human ears at all, and now we can see from her full body shot that she has a tail. Although this kind of brings up more questions than answers because it's like, well, since she and Lyney are siblings, does that mean he's also like a cat boy? He does have the cat constellation. And speaking of, let's jump to her constellation really quickly because I want to bring this up. they share a constellation name somewhat. Her constellation name is Felis Alba, which means white cat. I consider Lynette to be a mirror to Lyney. Unlike him, he seems to be very outgoing and very much the center of attention as the magician of the court, whereas she is his assistant. She seems to be much more low-key. She didn't seem to talk at all during the trailer. I don't think she said a word. And she also did not smile. He was constantly smiling, but even in her splash art, she's not smiling. And that provides another contrast because her banner name is called Elegance in the Shadows. But as an Alba, would you not want to stay in the light, you know? But it makes sense that she's the cat girl because, you know, magicians, they usually have small animals that they use as props in their magic tricks. And so that's her as the multifunction magic assistant. You know, it totally fits. She is Animo, which I find really interesting. Who knows, maybe the reason that she doesn't smile or say a word is because she's lost friends or has a traumatic past like all the other Animo characters in the game. I can't tell if she's a 4-star or 5-star. She looks too good to be a 4-star, but I've been disappointed in the past by Hoyo, so I don't know anymore. And I think she might also be a catalyst to match her brother. Her caption mentions Lyney, but the descriptive sentence is actually spoken by Freminet. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Who we find out is their other sibling, and he's talking to the vacuum cleaner, as if, you know, the vacuum cleaner is out to get Lynette. I find that kind of funny. Maybe it's something a little more lighthearted because, you know, cats tend to get scared by vacuum cleaners, so I think that's just a cute little detail. But yeah, as a cat girl, I feel compelled to pull for her, regardless of what star she is. Okay, and finally we have Freminet, who is the surprise wild card of today's drip marketing. I didn't even recognize him at all from the trailer, but now looking back, it's clear to see that he is the very first character that we saw unveiled. He was the person at the very beginning who was in the water. I totally misgendered him, that was my bad. Called him a girl, when it appears that his pronouns are actually he/him. But yeah, he seems really emo, not gonna lie. If Lyney and Lynette are mirrors of each other, he seems to be the direct opposite to Lyney. And the reason why I say that is because, unlike Lyney or Lynette, he stays completely off stage. It seems like he doesn't want to be perceived by anyone, and he just wants to go and hang out in the ocean all day. The game even calls him a classic lone wolf that doesn't even accept commissions from others. He'd rather just not make money and be on his own and not deal with people, which is wild. It does say that he is the renowned diver of the court of FONTAINE, so I'm really curious. Maybe he'll be the one to teach us how to dive, just like how Amber taught us how to glide in Mondstadt. I think that'd be really, really cool. But yeah, he has such an interesting banner name, Yearning for Unseen Depths. Like, is he looking for some new truth that will change his life? Or maybe is he wanting a truth that hasn't been shown in FONTAINE before? Also, his con name, unlike Lyney and Lynette's, it has nothing to do with any living being. In fact, it refers to a machine, automaton. Actually, his whole outfit seems very, very, very steampunk. Like, we have a screw hanging off of his hat, and there's like this... Wait, is that an oxygen tank strapped to his back? That is absolutely wild. Those things are freaking heavy, you know? But it makes sense because we can see he's also confirmed to be a Claymore user. He is holding the bell, unfortunately. And that's low-key the reason why I think he's a 4-star character instead of a 5-star. But yeah, I find it super interesting how even though he's like such a renowned diver, and even in the beginning cutscene of the teaser, he was in the water, but yet his vision is cryo and not hydro. I guess cryo suits him more as someone who prefers to keep to himself. But yeah, I'm really curious to know more about him. I feel like he'll be cold to us in the beginning as the traveler, but then something will make him warm up and be our friend. I'm excited to see how that happens. One other thing I will note about the visions is Lyney and Freminet seem to be complete opposites with each other, and this also is backed by the fact that Lyney is pyro and Freminet is cryo, and maybe Lynette is some sort of balance between them, being animo because she's kind of like a neutralizer between them, you know? Also, I feel like Lyney is gonna be super important. He seems to be the most central sibling among the three of them. He dictates his own caption for his preview post, whereas for his siblings, it's either he talks directly about them in Freminet's case, or in Lynette's case, it's Freminet that's talking about her. But for whatever reason, Lyney is mentioned as overhearing that, and I feel like that's not really a detail that you would include otherwise unless it was important. So yeah, super excited to see more about their relationships with each other. Whew, well, that was a lot of analysis, a lot of nitpicking. I scoured as much information as possible that I could. I'm super excited for 4.0, and the fact that the first drip marketed characters are these three siblings is really promising and off to a really interesting start. I don't have much else to say. I'm really tired because I've been up for so long just working on these videos. But if you really enjoyed hearing about my analysis, please remember to like and subscribe the video. In the meantime, hope that you all continue to enjoy the rest of Genshin 3.0. Take care, stay safe, and stay winning. Until next time, bye!